ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Om Sai Ram. My dear Sai devotees, today, with the permission of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, I am starting a new series of videos on the Sai Gita. That is a very good collection of divine teachings by Sathya Sai Baba. I will start from the first part of Sai Gita, that is path of devotion. This is the first part. It is in three parts. First part is path of devotion. Second part is path of wisdom. And third part is path of action. So I will start from the first, that is path of devotion, and also prior to that, how this Gita came into existence. That is a very interesting story behind the existence of this Sai Gita. This is written by Mr. Ducker. So I start on Sai. I would I would like to give you, dear reader, some background on how this book came about. In August and September of 1984, there were extensive riots in South India. There were shootings not far from Sai Baba's ashram, and the ashram gates were locked. Armed soldiers were patrolling outside and escorting the college students into the ashram for the evening meetings. For 34 days, during the height of tension, Sai Baba spoke in daily discourses to the students on the Gita. He spoke in Telugu, his native language. These talks form the chapters of this book. Mr. Tucker says, I was living in Baba's ashram at the time and teaching in his university. With Baba's permission, I used these powerful Gita teachings over the years as the basis for my scheduled talks to visitors who came to the ashram from all over the world. It has been my good fortune to work with this material now for almost 9 years. Every moment spent on it has brought new light and depth of understanding, and as happened to many others, these teachings have unalterably transformed my life. 5 years ago, I had the chance to publish this Gita in India from the edited translations of Baba's talks. 12,000 copies in English were printed and distributed, and translations were published in a number of European and Asian languages. The original manuscript was presented to Sai Baba on the stage of the auditorium during the Christmas function in 1987, and he graciously blessed it and signed the title page. That work contained extensive Sanskrit phrases and references to traditional Indian themes which were familiar to Indian devotees. In the intervening years, the Indian English edition has gone out of print, with the intention of making these teachings widely available without need for the reader to have an extensive background in Sanskrit or Indian philosophy or prior knowledge of the characters and stories that fill Baba's talks. This book was prepared in the present edition. Here, the majority of Sanskrit terms have been deleted and incorporated in their English equivalents into the body of the text. Also, the chapters have been freely edited to clarify any difficult passages or obscure references and to convert the spoken words into easily readable text. Every chapter has been arranged to stand on its own with the effect that you can turn to any chapter whose subject matter particularly interests you without first having to study all the previous chapters in the book. In editing the text, my primary focus was on clarity in conveying Baba's teaching to Western reader rather than on literal translation. I acknowledge the grave responsibility of editing the author's words and urge scholars to study the texts of Baba's Gita discourses in Telugu. A. L. Ducker, Creston, Colorado, October 1993. Messages. Suppose you are asked, who created all this multiplicity in the world? Who is responsible for all this variety? What will you answer? The correct response is there is no multiplicity at all. The one divine self remains the one self forever. You mistake is as many. The fault is in you. Correct your vision. Remove your delusion. The divinity did not change into the world just as the rope did not change into a snake. In the dark, you mistook the rope to be a snake, but it remains a rope. So also the divine self remains the divine self, though your ignorance of this fact makes you see it as world. The world of diversity stands on one leg called delusion. Cut down that leg and the world falls. I often tell you not to identify even me with this particular body. You do not understand. You call me by only one name and believe I have only one form, but there is no name I do not bear, and there is no form which is not mine. After long searches here and there in temples and in churches, at last you come back completing the circle from where you started and find that he for whom you have been seeking all over the world, for whom you have been weeping and praying in churches and temples, on whom you were looking at the mystery of all mysteries, is the nearest of the near, you, your very self, the reality of your life, body, and soul. Assert it, manifest it. You, as body, mind, or soul, are a dream. But what you really are in pure existence, knowledge, bliss. You are the God of this universe. You are creating this whole universe and drawing in it in. To gain the infinite, the miserable little prison indivisibility must go follow the heart. A pure heart seeks beyond the intellect. It gets inspired. Within you is the real happiness. Within you is the mighty ocean of nectar divine. Seek it within you, feel it, feel it. It is here, the self. It is not the body, the mind, the intellect. All these are simply manifestations. Above all these, you are. You appear as the smiling flower, as the twinkling stars. What is there in the world which can make you desire anything from sayings and writings of Sai Baba? Few words about my dear Sai Baba. For the countless millions of devotees who have come into his fold, Sai Baba is the avatar of this age. He is revered as the incarnation of the full power of divinity. Such an auspicious advent has not occurred since ancient days when the divinity came into human form 5,000 years ago in another major age of mankind. Then he came as Krishna to enact the role of avatar of that particular age. Now the divinity has come again in the role of world teacher to guide and uplift mankind at this present critical time in human history. Just as sweetness cannot be understood through words alone but must be experienced directly through the taste, so also the Sai phenomenon cannot be understood by merely reading about him or studying his words or even experiencing him firsthand. His truth can be known only by fully living his teachings and practicing them in every thought, word, and action of daily life. By transforming our lives in this way, we discover our own truth. This is the rarest of all jewels, and this avatar has come to bestow on us. It is the deeper message of the mission for which he has incarnated, namely that the divinity appears among us in order to remind us of our divinity. I know who I am, he says. I have come to help you to realize who you are. In a sense, we are no less than He. We are God incarnate. That is the principal teaching of His Gita. He has come as a guide to help us realize our truth and return mankind to its divine source. The three incarnations of Sai, like Allah of the Muslims or Yahweh of the Jews or divine father of the Christians or the Buddha, nature of the Buddhist or Ahura Mazda of the Parsis or the supreme self of the Vedantis or the great spirit of the Native Americans. Sai Baba is a name for the omnipresent supreme reality which in most religions is known as God. The one divinity takes on countless names and manifests itself in countless forms. It has chosen a 250 years period beginning in the early 19th century to manifest successively in three human forms as avatar for this Kali age to restore righteousness to floundering humanity. All three of these incarnations are called Sai Baba, which means Divine Mother Father. The present Sai Baba, born in 1926, is the second in a succession of three incarnations of the Sai Avatar. He is known as Sathya Sai Baba. The first incarnation was Shirdi Sai Baba, who left his mortal body 8 years earlier in 1918. Shirdi Sai Baba lived his life exemplifying the unity of God and the brotherhood of man by ministering to both the Hindu and Muslim communities of central India, each of which claimed him as their own. For many years, he would spend alternate days living in a Hindu temple and in a Muslim mosque. The Sai avatar will remain in the present Satya Sai form until his mid 90s, well into the 21st century. Then, shortly after leaving his physical body, he will be born again in the south of India appearing as the third and final incarnation. At the time, he will be known as Prema Sai Baba and will complete the mission of the Sai Avatar to end this Kali age and usher in the golden age for mankind. Sai Baba's ashram Prashanti Nilayam. Sathya Sai Baba took birth in the little out of the way hamlet of Puttaparthi in the south of India near Bangalore. Now a modern township has sprung up there called Prashanti Nilayam, the abode of ultimate peace, which is his main ashram. It provides accommodation for thousands of pilgrims from all over India and from all parts of the globe who come to experience Sai Baba's daily public contacts with the devotees and private interviews for those who are fortunate to be chosen. The ashram houses a comprehensive educational complex where students come from all parts of India and abroad to live and study together. Small children can come into the residential program starting at the age of 5 in the primary school, then go on to the high school, college, and university levels, and finally on to the postgraduate and doctoral levels to complete their education 20 years later. The Sai educational system with campuses in various states of India is wholly non denominational and completely cost free. All the educational cost for thousands of students are borne directly by the Sathya Sai Baba Trust. Also at Prashanti Nilayam is the central headquarters for the worldwide network of science service organizations engaged in a wide range of community service projects and in bringing educational in human values into government and private school system throughout the world. Recently, the largest specialty hospital in Asia was inaugurated inaugurated at the ashram. Here, patients, no matter how poor, can come from all over the globe for open heart surgery. They stay at the hospital with no charge for doctors, medicine, hospital service, food, or room. Sai Baba, the human being and the God man. The hub of all this activity is Sai Baba, who from his earliest days has attracted large number of people to him through his unique personal presence. He can only be described as the personification of pure selfless love, the embodiment of perfect peace and bliss, the essence of all goodness. He manifests every noble human quality that mankind admires, and he incorporates every divine quality that is characteristic of the avatar. He has the full power of nature in his hand. He has all knowledge at his command. He knows the past, present, and future of everyone who comes to him. He manifests himself in many parts of the world for the sake of his devotees. These characteristics, namely omnipotence, omniscience, and omnipresence, are the mark of a full incarnation of the divinity. In his teachings, he befriends all faiths and emphasizes the unity of all religions in the oneness of divinity. In his personal manner, Sai Baba displays a majestic grace and at the same time an exquisite joyfulness in the midst of a splendorous temple and ashram. He lives in a small, simple room and maintains an austere lifestyle, completely committing his time from early morning to late at night to ministering to the needs of those who come to him. not being limited to the physical plane. Sai Baba works in all dimensions, gross and subtle, appearing through visions and dreams and inner experiences, as well as in his physical form. As the divine teacher guiding the spiritual unfoldment of his devotees, he inspires from within and directs from without. He illuminates the heart and transforms the mind and reveals the greatest of all treasures, the immortal Atma, the universal self abiding in every heart. The Sai Advent, these 2.5 centuries encompassing the Sai Advent, are a unique time of great spiritual significance in the history of the world. During this period, many saints and sages are also appearing on the earth in order to advance the divine mission of revitalizing spiritual values and reversing the present downward trend of moral degeneration which is engulfing the world. In the millennia to come, generations will look back with great awe at those of us who lived during this sacred time, much as we might look back at those fortunate ones in other ages who were the contemporaries of Rama or Krishna or of Moses, Jesus, and Buddha, Muhammad or Zoroaster, who had the unique chance to experience their sacred presence directly. Very rarely in the long span of human existence has the divinity taken a human form on earth and allowed itself to be widely recognized by many. And even more rarely has the divinity come in all its fullness and glory as avatar of the age, as is true today in the form of Sai Baba. Now, the full power of God can be directly approached and experienced by all, and his teachings, which have the authority of the source of all wisdom, can be understood by everyone, for he speaks to us in the language and the idiom of our present time. Introduction to the Gita. See, I am giving spiritual videos. Today I was just sitting and suddenly from my inner core of heart came a message. Please, why don't you make videos on Sathya Sai Baba's Gita? So dear Sai devotees, please bear with me and try to listen carefully. Now I'm starting the introduction to the Gita. Gita means song, but the Gita is no ordinary song. It is the divine song of emancipation. It is given by God to free us of the illusions that have kept us bound. The Gita celebrates our highest truth, the Atma. Atma means self, but Atma also means God. Atma is our God self, our true self. And since God is always one, Atma is the one true self of everyone and everything. Illusion makes it appear as the many. Our destiny is to dispel the clouds of illusion so that our truth is revealed and the Atma is realized. That is self knowledge. When self knowledge comes, the illusion of separate beings and separate objects goes and is replaced by unity consciousness. Self knowledge is the only knowledge that has truly eternal and lasting value, for it enables us to transcend all the limitation of time and space and be immersed in the bliss of the Atma. See, we use the terms self consciousness, Atma, soul. The, these words indicate same power, divine power, that is our Atma. We call it self, Atma, soul. So all indicates that is our reality, our real nature. Atma is omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. Atma is ajanma, azar, amar. Atma does not take birth, does not die. It is forever. Atma and God, there is no difference. Atma lives in our spiritual heart. Atma is infinite. That spiritual heart is nothing but Atma only. So Atma is infinite, God is infinite, Hriday is infinite. So these terms indicate the same omnipotent power. In every major age, God comes as avatar and teaches the Gita to initiate us into self knowledge and dispel the veils which hide our divine nature. 5,000 years ago, God came as Krishna to render the song of truth at a time of great moral decline. At the time, he gave the Gita in order to rescue Arjuna and through him all of mankind from the fog of illusion and attachment. In this age, he has come again as Sai Baba to give this sacred teaching at another time of great turmoil and deteriorating values. The malady he is treating is the same, and the remedy he prescribes is also the same, stemming from the same ancient wisdom. But being the very source of eternal wisdom, he knows how to transmit it in a way which makes it come alive today and be meaningful in this present age. In his Gita teachings, Baba shows us how to transcend the false perception of our senses and mind, which constantly support the illusion of separate existence. Step by step, he directs us into the inner path to discover who we truly are. When all illusion is stripped away, we realize that we are not these bodies and the personalities. We are not separate being individualized into name and form. The truth is, and he emphasized it over and over again, that we are not different from God. Our unchanging reality, which was the same before we took on the limitation of these bodies, and which is the same after we let go of this body, is the one divine self, the Atma. Inexplicably, Atma has become cloaked with the changing names and forms which make up the covering veil of Maya or illusion. But under the layers of obscuration hidden from view, Atma shines in everyone as the unwearying radiations of divine light. Dear Sai devotees, you read books by Paramhansa Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Maharishi, Ramana. You read Upanishads, you read Vedas, you read six darshanas. Truth is only one. I have been reading all these holy literature books and all, And I have come to the conclusion that there is no difference between Atma and God. We search for happiness outside, but real happiness lies within us. Our Atma is nothing but the eternal bliss and everlasting peace. You read any holy book of Hinduism, you will find Atma and Paramatma. There is no difference. This is the truth shown by our Vedas, Upanishads, Shastras, Gita, and our various holy sages and avatars like Sathya Sai Baba, Shirdi Sai Baba, Adi Shankaracharya, Swami Vivekananda, Maharishi Ramana, and Ramakrishna Paramahansa. So this is the beauty. Names are different, forms are different, times are different, but the theme is the same. Atma, 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 Atma and Paramatma. Same. No difference at all. This is the gist, and I will make videos on whole Gita. You will find this truth that Atma, just realize this Atma, you will have the eternal peace and bliss. Leaving aside everything, just concentrate and contemplate on Atma, Atma, Atma. It, in the early days, definitely your subtle impressions gathered in various previous births, they will come up and bother you. You will feel sometime disgusted. You will feel sometime just a boring when you sit in meditation. But do not be afraid of, because these subtle impressions, vasanas, sanskaras, huh, just they are going out and out. So do not worry. If you are having very negative thoughts when you are sitting in meditation, do not worry. You are on the right path, because the thoughts which are present in our chit or subconscious mind, they have been sitting there for the last millions years. So do not worry. Please try to listen the Sai Gita and contemplate. Contemplate. That is the most important point. And you will enjoy. You will have the real happiness. To realize this requires a purification of consciousness until only pure awareness, unbefogged by illusory mind stuff remains. Baba tells us. See, dear Sai devotees, we talk about mind, we talk about ego, we talk about Atma, we talk about Brahman, Paramatma. See, in this world, our day to day working depends upon our ego and mind. Ego controls this mind, and we do all our worldly tasks. Atma is remaining simply as a witness, another great thing I tell you, all our actions of day to day life are controlled by prarabdha. Prarabdha, the karmas which are stored in our chitta, and time has come for their fulfillment. These prarabdhas are the karmas which will take the form of practicality. We will be facing our prarabdha, but if you do meditation, concentrate on your deity, Rama, Krishna, Sai Baba, or Shiva, Vishnu, as you wish, even Christ, Muhammad, any deity whom you are having the faith. So, this will help. And another great thing I tell you, people they talk about controlling the mind. My dear friend, first thing we should know what is mind. Mind is nothing but the continuity of thoughts arising from the soul. Every now and then the thoughts are arising from the soul. And the main thought is, I am the body. This is the basic thought arising out of Atma. And this is very subtle. Without our knowledge, this is always, arising from our. All other thoughts, they follow this basic thought. I am the body is the first thought, and rest all thoughts follow this basic thought. So, our mind is a temporary phenomenon. In actuality, it does not exist at all. And it is, you can say, the part of Atma. And Atma, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. Mind is finite and its source is infinite. Anything arising from infinite cannot be controlled. Just try to understand. As our Atma is infinite, how can you control it? How can you control the thoughts arising from it? Never, never, never try to control mind. There is a way, there is a way. It should not be controlled, but it should be given a direction. When this mind is acting outwardly, that is connecting itself with the world, Maya. If you change its direction to interior of ourself, to the spiritual heart, or to our Atma, a time will come you will feel completely silent. So, for realization of Atma, this mind has to be weakened. There is another term, ego. I am the body. This thought, basic thought, is our ego. Instead of realizing the real Atma, we are completely depending upon the false I. This false I is our ego. This controls the thoughts. Our day to day working is controlled by our ego. I am so and so. I am Rama. I am Peter. I am Slim. So, this I is our ego. And this is acting as a veil for our Atma. Mind and ego, they are acting as veil. They are covering the reality of every human being. Atma is covered by Maya, mind, and ego. So, these things we have to keep in mind. Never try to control mind, because mind is originating from Atma, and Atma is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. So, just a very simple thing. Don't try to control, but yes, there is a way out. Just divert mind from going outside to interior and to its source, that is our Atma, that is spiritual heart, and there resides our Atma and Brahm. So this is our Brahma Gyan, Atam Vidya, told by Vedas, Upanishad, Gita. We have to keep this in mind. So, to realize this requires a purification of consciousness until only pure awareness, unbefogged by illusory mind stuff, remains. Baba tells us that when we give up our outer vision and our fascination for the world and instead turn our mind inwards to gain the integral vision, we become steeped in unity consciousness. When we give up body consciousness, this body consciousness is known as ego. Remember this. We gain God consciousness. When we expand beyond our limited human awareness into the fullness of our potential, we become the who we truly are. We transcend the illusion of separation of God, man, and world and merge into the one divine principle. That is the essential teaching of the Gita. So, this is the basic thing. Do not give freedom to your ego and mind. Just divert them to go to their source, that is Atma. So when we meditate, that should be our effort. Divert the mind and ego backward, inward to the source of these two entities. Mind is insentient, ego is insentient, Atma is the only Chetan element. Chetana, that is sentient, sentient, living, rest everything. Our whole body is insentient, non-living, including your. Now, another great thing I tell you, prana. Prana is completely the ethereal space into this universe is filled with prana. Especially this prana is in the solar system. Gayatri, sun is the god for Gayatri. Svita we call. Svita is nothing but divine sun. And energy emitted by the sun is prana shakti, which is most essential. See, this prana in our body is originating from the soul. Remember this. This this is very important point. When we say no, a person dies, a pran has gone. Pran and atma is inseparable. Pran remains till there is atma. Atma remains inside our body till there is prana. Both exist together. So these things we have to keep in mind. Our see Brahma Vidya of Hinduism is the most easiest provided it should be understood in the correct way. That is the because in our Upanishad, our this all holy books, our sages, they used to have some sort of examples, analogy. So in Sanskrit or Hindi, we call it as alankar, just for making the other people understand the facts. So they take the help of some examples. Now, take for example, Shiv and Parvati. Example. Actually, when there is Kundalini is rising, so this Kundalini is known as Chitta Shakti or Parvati, and God is known as Shiva, Vishnu or Brahma. So when the person is having his Kundalini Jagran, eh, the Kundalini is activated. So this Chitta Shakti from the Mula Adhar passing through Swadhisthana Chakra, Manipur Chakra, Anahata Chakra, Visuddhi Chakra, Ajna Chakra, and Sahasrar. So when it reaches Sahasrar, it what does it mean? The Parvati is meeting Shiva. Atma and God are merging together. So these are, alankari type of, understanding. But people, you create stories and stories and stories. That is the problem. Very simple thing is misunderstood, and we just suppose you want to go to a destination in the north direction and you start walking towards the south. More and more you go to the south, more and more you are going away from your destination. That is the main problem. You have to execute the knowledge. Read Vedas, read Shastras, read Upanishads until unless you sit for meditation, have concentration, have contemplation, visualize, have affirmations. Then you will understand. Just by listening, hearing, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to transform your life. Very simple thing. Daily sit for meditation 1 or 2 hours, definitely. Whatever you read, listen, just contemplate. Start. What is that? Who am I? Where from I have come? What is my purpose of coming to this world? What are my aims and goals in life? What I have been doing, and have I done something to achieve my goal and destination? So these things are required. Simply listening, reading, it will not help. You have to put your own effort. Even God cannot help you to realize yourself. God cannot give you liberation, my dear friend. Another great thing I tell you, do not be under a wrong impression that until unless you have a physical guru, you cannot liberate yourself, you cannot realize the self. No. See, guru means any power which takes you from darkness to light. So, my dear Sai Bhaktas, our Atma is our real Guru. Please understand. As Sai Baba used to say, I know I am God, you do not know you are God. That is the difference. So, Guru is nothing but our Atma and Paramatma. If you sit and when your meditation is successful, my dear friend, you will know the reality that your Atma is the Guru. Very, very, very simple thing. Please try to understand. You have to put efforts. You have to put efforts. You have to sit for meditation. You have to contemplate on yourself, and there is nothing difficult. Sit for meditation, visualize, and use the positive affirmations. I am Atma. I am Atma. My mind is originating from Atma. So my mind is going slowly and steadily to its source, that is the Atma, residing in the spiritual heart. I'm going deeper. I see here, I tell you, this I is your ego. There are two eyes. One eye is ego, the other eye is your real self, that is Atma. So this ego is commanding whom it is commanding? It is commanding ego is commanding ego only. So I am going deeper, deeper, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper to the spiritual heart. You visualize for few minutes, and I tell you, my dear friends, whatever I am telling, it is all out of my own experience, not just bookish knowledge. So after a few minutes, you will realize your thoughts are ceased to come out of Atma, and you get thoughtlessness. Another thing I tell you, we call mona, we call silence. Here also is this word silence is misunderstood. Silence does not mean you stop talking. Do not make speech. No, 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 no. When you can stop your thoughts to come out of your Atma, that is silence. Ceasing of thoughts is known as silence, not just stopping speech. See, these are the basic things we all misunderstand, and we are just in a delusion, illusion, and false. So that is only Maya. If we are taking unreality as a reality, try to understand. Taking unreality to reality, and what is unreal we say real, and what is real we take it as unreal. See, spirituality is completely subtle, no visible phenomenon. That is bit difficult. But if you have the clear conception of each and every name, every word, every sentence, every teaching, then there is no problem. So make sure your Atma is your real guru. Real guru. Atma is your real guru. Your mind is temporary, non existent. Your ego is temporary, non existent, non existent completely. This is a fact. And this you can realize within a very, very short period, provided you have these facts completely in the diary of your understanding. Understand. So do not be. So you will find when we are going in various chapters of Sai Gita, you will understand what I am telling now in advance. Just why I am telling these things, because they will be acting as guiding factors. They will be guiding you. They will help you to reach the destination. So now, to realize this requires a purification of consciousness until only pure awareness, unbefogged by illusory mind stuff remains. Baba tells us that when we give up our outer vision and our fascination for the world and instead turn our mind inwards to gain the integral vision, we become steeped in unity consciousness. When we give up body consciousness, we gain God consciousness. When we expand beyond our limited human awareness into the fullness of our potential, we become a who we truly are. We transcend the illusion of separation of God, man, and world and merge into the one divine principle that is the essential teaching of the Gita. Dear friends, Sai Baba will be happy provided you follow his teachings. Please try to understand. Sai Baba will be happy if you follow his teachings. The Gita is the very heart of ancient wisdom, making of the perennial philosophy of the East. It is the basis of all spirituality. We are told that it had a profound influence on Jesus as well as on the Buddha, not to speak of the countless spiritual lights who have graced this planet in the millennia since the Gita was given by Krishna on the battlefield. The Gita has something for everyone at every level of the spiritual path. Baba talks to each of us at the level at which we are ready, paint, pointing us from the where we are to our final destination. If we incorporate this Gita into our daily lives, we will never need to read another book nor study another teaching. By following the directions given here, we will be led home to our own unchanging truth. First, however, there are a number of stages we must go through. They are best spoken of in terms of yogas. The Sanskrit word yoga speaks of union, referring to union with God. See, whenever you just sit for meditation and just contemplate on Baba, contemplate on his teachings. See, most of the people they know Baba just by miracles, my dear friend. Please know Baba by his teachings. Baba will be happy. Baba will fully shower his grace provided you follow his teachings. Please try to understand. There are three principal yogas which Baba takes up here. They are Karma Yoga, the path of selfless service, Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion, wherein we see the divinity in everything we see, and Jnana Yoga, the path of wisdom, the culmination of the spiritual journey wherein we dwell constantly on our highest truth. These yogas are the soap which purifies us and spreads away the layers of reality that have covered the Atma. For too long, illusion and reality have posed bizarrely but totally convincingly as the only true reality and keep the bona fide reality, the Atma, hidden. These yogas help us to unity of consciousness. To question may A question may arise as to why, when the verses of Krishna's Bhagavad Gita are freely available, Baba has elaborated this new version of Gita. Baba explains that this present age is different from Krishna's time and different from Rama's time as well. In the age of Rama, the forces of darkness were embodied as demonic hordes, external